Hey buddies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon. Today I'm bringing you the unboxing, the teaser trailer video, the preview for the game Western Legends second and supposedly final expansion called Blood Money. Now this is by Ronald McDonald, and yes, you might think that's something to do with McDonald's. I do know someone who actually worked for McDonald's and Coca-Cola as a consultant in business and in sales, whose name is Ronald McDonald, which is a very interesting icebreaker when you talk, a chap from Scotland. And in this particular game, yes, this is the second, supposedly final big expansion after Anti-Up. I haven't played Anti-Up, but I have played the Fistful of Dollars style Good, the Bad and the Ugly one, which is very nice. And as you might know, I'm a bit of a fan of this game. You can see my video on the channel. If you go to the homepage, that's basically AmassGames.co.uk or .com, then /AmassGames, so youtube.com /AmassGames. What you will find is the video on there will either be the 30-second sort of intro to the channel, but if you've seen that before, it'll automatically show you a quick snippet when I have played a full playthrough of this as a 5 and as a 4. Now, you may not have seen a video for my review for this yet. I've only played this as a 2, a 4 and a 5, so all player counts apart from 3 and 6. I'm looking forward to do a bit more gaming of that first, but of course you can check out this video. Oh, here we go, fantastic. Got another little kind of general store going on here. You can watch another video and also various other videos and other playlists in the teaser trailer unboxing stuff to see what's coming to the channel, such as the review for this, and there may all be perhaps a playthrough as well. You can also then check out the reviews. That's under the How to Set Up Play and Review part of the playlists. There's another playlist you can find called Family Weight Games, which I consider this as well. And you can also find out nearly all the other videos in the AmassGames playlist. Aside from that, if you're enjoying this content, please of course hit the like button, please subscribe. Of course, check out the comments and add your own, I do reply very quickly. And lastly, in the description, what you can do is follow on Instagram, over 2,200 photographs, but also you can support the channel via Patreon for further developments, and obviously upgrades that we can get to the channel and helping you as well. Now, this involves more of a story mode element to Western Legends, a bit more variety going on there, and as you can see, a few more poker cards, a few more other things as well, a few more end game triggers as well. So let's just have a quick brief look through this. Remember, there isn't going to be a complete run through or review or how to set up. That's going to come later. But what you can do, of course, is see something that's coming in due course. So we have a new character here, it looks like. We've also got Rolling Emporium, so we have Genuine Treasures and Sundries. And I have heard this is a better expansion as well. We've got this lovely little kind of wagon going on here. And then you've got this, like I said, new cards coming along. So yeah, to become a legend takes grit. Be very careful how I do this as I'm reading it. Yeah, cunning and a little luck. Problem is, you ain't the only one looking to make a reputation for yourself. So you have to be willing to risk it all, every hard-earned dollar, every drop of blood to write your name across the face of history. So there we go, some new characters you can be, obviously using those miniatures from before. Various other stuff here, Lottie Dino, after Deno. After you use a bonus effect on a poker card, gain 1 story point. Now all of these things trigger at 5. I've yet to see one trigger at a lower or a higher value, which I think would be quite interesting. It's interesting why they couldn't have balanced it differently that way. I might talk about that perhaps in one of the reviews as I discover it. So a few more cards. Stagecoach, fantastic. Move up to 4 spaces. You can pay $10 to move up to 6 spaces instead. Very interesting. Dead or Alive, move to any bandit hideout. Reaction, if you are wanted, play this card from hand. After cards are revealed in a fight, to decrease the value of a card played against you by 1. And finally, Ruthless. After cards are revealed in a fight against another player, play this fight card to decrease the value of a card played against you by 1. You may gain 1 wanted point to reduce the value of that card by 2. Very interesting, and interestingly, of course, you can see that this is obviously for that new set. Any other famous characters I can see and recognise? Let's have a look. Charlie Packhurst. Once on your turn, you may re-roll any die. After you gain the result of rolling the risk die, gain 1 story point. I do notice actually that, at least at a lower player count, some of these character abilities are less noticeable in terms of actually using your ability. I didn't use it in the last game I played. So here we go, Rolling Emporium. So just a quick look through and split these out. Random deck setup, very interesting. So sort them out as well. I've got some more baggies. And see how well this fits into that other box. It looks like I will probably need a separate box. I don't think it's all going to fit in one. So 1 LP for each saloon you own, very interesting. Flip this card over to move the Red Fool's Doctor off it and lose all wounds, very nice. Okay, so who are the various stuff we have going on here? We've got 3 map tokens, we've got some Deeds of Land, 12 ruin tokens, 26 story randomizer cards, 20 injury cards, 17 deed cards and deed tokens, 12 legendary item cards, 10 character cards, 6 alternate poker cards, which we've just seen, 2 copies of 3 cards. So here we go, some Deed of Land cards. More stuff we can buy for that store. So we've got Sweetie. After cards revealed in a fight, you may flip this to cancel the text of the card played against you. And that's the repeating shotgun at the start of a fight. You may pay $10 to upgrade this item. We've got the Hammer. So after cards are revealed in a fight, you may flip these to cancel the text of the card played against you. Now, interestingly, how to create these. Now, there wasn't one in my prior game. I can't see one in here either. What else do we have? We've got more items. So we've also got Requiem. So after cards are revealed in a fight, you may flip this to cancel the text of a card played against you. Reaction, repeating gun, start of a fight, you may pay $10 to upgrade the item. Disturbance, so you really start with the other sides. We've got Boro, increase your hand size by 1. Winslow, increase your hand size by 2. So a few of them. What else is there? More repeating shotguns. We've also got, so let's make sure I've got this visible. These are some items. So we've got Cattle Brand. If you start your turn with at least 1 cattle token, you may move 2 spaces. After you gain this card, draw 1 legendary token and place it face down on this. Keep this legendary token separate from those on your player mat. Okay, so I like to use these legendary tokens. If you start your turn with at least 1 cattle token, you may move 2 spaces. Very nice. A lot more movement in this then. Spurs, your movement is increased by 1 whilst you have a mount. Your movement increased by 2 when you have an upgraded mount. Very thematic. Canteen, if you end your turn outside of a town, draw 1 poker card and lose 1 wound. Snakeskin Boots, if you start your turn in a town, you may move a space. Reaction, after another player on your sheriff, or the sheriff ends their move on your space, you may discard this to move to any occupied space 4 spaces away. Very handy. Dime Western, after you contribute to a story card, gain 1 story point. After you trigger an event, gain 1 story point. Telegram, give this to another player. Exchange all poker cards in your hand with all poker cards in that player's hand. This does not count towards your limit. Okay, so it's still a legendary point, which is worth it. If you end your turn in a town and gain $10, you may re-roll a risk die to gain 20 instead. So I can see these items. I can't see costs on these ones. Item here, pump trolley. If you're in a train checkpoint space, move to any other train checkpoint space. I guess there could have been oil discovered there. I haven't seen any of those nodders. After you win a fight against another opponent, give 1 LP and give that player 1 additional wound. Okay, counts as a weapon. Shot glass, if you end your turn in a town, draw 1 poker card or lose 1 wound. There's no spittoon. If you can move past through mountain passes as part of an action movement for 1 movement. Brilliant. And interesting, another thing going on there. We have got Boon Knife. After you give another player any number of wounds, you gain 1 LP. If you lose a fight, again, you can discard it. So we've got more of them. Okay, the Bullwhip for $10. Longhorns do not reduce your movement. At the end of a movement action, you may gain 1 gold nugget or a longhorn to move up a space. Okay, Medicine Pouch. After you gain this, lose 1 wound. Discard this to lose 2 wounds, gain 1 LP if you lose an injury in another way. And I think finally we have the Pocket Watch for $20. At the start of your turn, you may discard this to gain 1 additional action token. So numerous things to buy there. Obviously got the various gold cards. We won't go through those individually. I think I'll keep it more of a surprise. And yeah, that's all they are. Let's have a quick look at one of them. Purchase a deed or legendary item to complete this goal. Over here, of course, we've got a new bit of starting setup going on. Nicely punched, very thick boards, very much like this. And a quick look through whatever we have down here. Let's go through what's in the upgrade and also these cards. So injured hand, you reduce your hand size by 1. End of game, gain an LP. So we've got these injury cards. And let's take a look through this. 1 risk die. Fighting on the player. So these are just the cheat sheets. Let's have a quick look through. Yeah, it's impressive that, 24 pages, same as the original. So who runs Border Town, Risky Business, the Golden Rule. All this I'll talk to you about, obviously, once it's been played. But lastly, we've got these cards here. Okay, so let's whip this open. There are other videos on the channel for Western Legends as well. That long playthrough, there's I think 3 or so, or 4 or 5 maybe at least presently, at time of recording. So bandits draw 1 additional fight card each fight. The local gangs were a bit too brave. The sheriff's out for blood, paying a decent price for information that leads to the capture of such types. This is an opportunity to put an end to the exploits of these lawbreakers, as well as a means to eliminate competition for like-minded criminals. Discard a poker card at the Dark Rock Sheriff office on your turn to gain $40 and 1 story point. Discard a poker card at the Marshal's office in Buzzard Gulch on your turn to gain $40 and 1 story point. So there we go, lots more stuff to discover. And then obviously we've got the extra stuff going on here, the extra pieces. And what else do we have here? These deed tokens as well. More, obviously, the man in black. So there we have it. That has been a look through the contents, an unboxing, teaser, trailer, preview, etc. for the game Western Legends 2nd Expansion Blood Money. Hopefully found that of interest, and I'll speak to you again with that review.